There's been a great deal of work done in recent years to improve the way the Diocese of Springfield responds to and handles allegations of sexual abuse, and victim survivors have played an integral role in the process. One survivor, Doug Cole, has now become an advocate for others, accepting a position on the Diocesan Review Board, a panel that hears cases of alleged abuse. Cole says while he had reservations, he feels the work is his calling. Carolee McGrath has more.
Faith is everything to Doug Cole, yet no one would blame him if he had lost his faith. Doug is a survivor, abused when he was an altar boy at St. Joseph Parish in Shelburne Falls by the late Richard Levine. For the past few years, Doug has been sharing his story to help others, and now he's become an advocate.
As we sat down in June of 21, it was relatively new and fresh, and I had come out in April of 2018 from being a victim/survivor, and it was important at that point to get the word out that each individual is different, and my journey is very different from anybody else. And the one constant is we're not alone. You're not alone anymore.
In 2024, Bishop Byrne asked Doug to join the Diocesan Review Board, which hears cases of clergy abuse and makes recommendations to the bishop on how to respond. At first, Doug was reluctant, but he says he felt like it was a calling.
What brings me here today is being able to let people know that if they ever find themselves a victim and need to speak to the diocese officials, anybody, please come forward, because you need to heal.
Michael Collins is the director of the Office of Safe Environment and Victim Assistance for the diocese. He and members of his team work with victim survivors and bring their cases to the review board. Collins previously served as an area director for the Department of Children and Families.
The fact that he can have this insight, but the great thing about Doug is he realizes not everybody's where he's at this point. So he can recognize and see, and he's able to make recommendations on that board for where people are. And that's what we're trying to do, meet people from where they're at, and you know, Doug brings that unique skill.
Doug says he's still on a journey that includes counseling, but he says his faith was instrumental in his healing. He and his wife, Rosie, who were separated for a time, attend St. Joseph Parish in their hometown. He also says it was their faith that brought them back together.
My wife and I were having some difficulties and we were separated, but by the blessing of Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit, we renewed our wedding vows on our 10th anniversary. She, my loving wife, Rosie, she continues to be my rock. What brings us together and what kept us together through this whole journey, even the time that we were apart, we went to church each and every Sunday and sat together. And the faith is what it was all about and what it is still all about.
Doug also credits Father Bill Lunny, the current pastor of St. Joseph's, for his support. Doug says he'd never sugarcoat the pain and trauma caused by his abuse, and says everyone's path forward will be different, but he hopes his story will give others encouragement.
It gives me great hope that someday this review board won't be needed. But until then, and as long as I'm needed, I'll do what I can to listen with an open heart and just be able to prayerfully give compassion to those who were wronged and understand that hopefully it's a new day for them.
Anyone who has been abused is encouraged to directly contact law enforcement first, and then the Office of Safe Environment and Victim Assistance on a confidential number, 800-842-9055, or email reportabuse@diospringfield.org. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.
And we certainly thank Doug Cole for his courage and willingness to be an advocate for others.